Welcome to the Art of Hitting channel. Today we have Andy Purcell, the GOAT of USSSA softball. Andy Purcell is widely regarded as the greatest pitcher in USSSA history. His dominance on the mound, strategic mindset, and his clutch performance has made him a legend in the sport. Over his career, Purcell has accumulated multiple Major World Series titles, MVP titles awards, and has been the backbone of powerhouse teams like Rosmondo and Dan Smith. His ability to control the game, both with his pitching and his bat, set him apart. Even in the later years of his career, he remained a force, proving that his work ethic, intelligence, and competitive fire was unmatched. We had the honor of interviewing Andy at the Spring Nationals, and I wanted to set the stage a little bit before I get to the interview in case you really don't know who he is, since he is behind most of my subscribers' time frame. But let me tell you who Andy is and listen to him.
You know, the impact Andy's had in this game is being the best pitcher by far and away. There was such a separation between how good he was and the next level, and you're talking about the best of the best.
When you think about slow pitch softball, he is slow pitch softball. I mean, they nicknamed him the GOAT for a reason, the greatest of all time. You associate winning with Andy Purcell. The guy demands the best out of you, best out of the umpires, best out of the game. When it really comes down to it, the only thing he cares about is getting that W. Don't matter how he does it, he just wants to win.
I know guys that were signed to contracts because they did well off Andy Purcell. At the end of the day, it didn't matter what team Andy was playing for, and the longest point in time was Rosmondo Sports. Other rosters were built around how people performed off Andy.
For over 40 years, there was not one player that ever individually won the Most Valuable Player award. Andy obviously was the first one to receive it twice, and it's now that he's got it 4 times. So 4 MVPs, 12 World Series rings.
Andy could pitch like there was no tomorrow, but he couldn't hit a lick. I mean, he literally could not hit. It was unbelievable how bad he was. And he moved to Florida, and all of a sudden, Andy could hit as well. And somewhere in those first couple of years of living out here, Andy not only became a good hitter, Andy became one of the best hitters in the conference.
It always was a hitter's game until you had to face Andy. And when Andy took the mound, he had the ability to throw a softball coming in 14, 15 miles an hour and shut hitters down like he was throwing a 93-mile-an-hour slider on the black.
You know, his competitive spirit, you know, second to none. I mean, I can honestly say I've never met anybody in my life I would say is more competitive than me. I don't know if I'm ready to give that to him, but he's right there. His will to win and drive to his teammates and just bringing everyone, you know, elevating their game around him.
Andy's next chapter in life, I can only imagine where it's going to lead him, putting his full efforts into USSSA and living the life.
Congratulations on an amazing career. It's been a privilege to go head-to-head against you for all these years, and the few times we got to be teammates together, special times. Thank you for the great the workmanship out there, and enjoy the retirement, man. Stick around the game needs you.
I think you should continue doing what you love, be passionate about what you love, share your knowledge and your wisdom on with the next generation, next people to come up. You have a lot still to give to this game.
I wish you nothing but success in the future, and I think with your competitive nature and everything, whatever you're doing in life, you're going to do it as 100%. You're going to do it to the best of your ability, and man, I wish you nothing but luck, my friend.
Who's the famous guy you stumbled upon this time, Ed?
This is Andy Purcell. It's my first time meeting him. I know about him. Any softball player out there knows a little bit about softball. Knows he's one of the greats, I guess you could say. Some people even use the word GOAT. with Andy Purcell. But he's up there with the Mike Masinko's and the Bruce Meads, and hell, if I start naming them, I won't be able to stop.
Right. A lot of great players, a lot of them.
Yeah. How old are you now?
I'm 55.
55. You playing 55 ball?
I haven't. I stopped playing the regular conference ball. 22 was my last year, and I've been working now. I haven't played anything. I enjoy it. Just on the time I travel so much with the conference that I really don't have a lot of weekends to commit.
So what do you do with the conference? Because
I help run the conference, the whole thing. Yeah, I'm one of the guys that help run it.
Who owns the conference?
Well, USSSA.
Oh, okay. So you're involved with it.
Yeah. I work for USSSA as well.
I used to be a USSSA district director for 25 years.
Oh, nice.
So, what do you think about, first of all, you want to say anything about Louisville Slugger and the progression they made?
Oh, they've done great. Yeah. I came with them a few years ago and brought the Genesis back and from back in the day, and it's been a hit ever since. It's great. That's unbelievable. They last, and I can't be happier.
Okay. So, what do you think about your how do I phrase this? You got a long history in softball. How's that been with your life? Is that you feel like it's been part of your life?
Oh yeah, softball's been. I played it for 31 years, so it's been a huge part of my life. Softball's given me a lot of great friends, great memories, great travels, everything. So that's why I like to be around softball now that I'm done playing, just to give back, because it's been so great to me, and so I love it still.
I'm thinking of a question in my head, and I'm thinking, how do I ask this to you? But you play with a lot of great players. Anybody that's played a long time and played. Who are some of the guys that really stick out to you?
Well, I mean, there's so many.
That's
I
hard.
Can't really, it's too hard. Like all my teammates, I've had some great teammates.
Name some.
Jeff Wallace, Russ Bumgarner, all these guys, Don Jr., Bryson Baker, Howie Krause. I mean, there's so many. Mike Shank back in there when he first started. So when
Shank or Snuck?
Shank. I played against Dan Shuck, but I didn't play with him. So there's been so many great players, so many great teammates that when I first came up taught me, and then I, in turn, as the longer I stayed, tried to teach the other guys that were coming up the way that we thought was best to play the game.
So, I got to have this from the greats. Is give me, 3 pointers to be a good softball player. In your opinion, what does it take to be a good softball player? Do we want to break it down to say 3 keys about hitting, or?
Well, I don't know. I think
give me some of your best advice.
Obviously, you got to have talent, right? Some talent, but you have to be a competitor. You can't never want to quit. You have to be a good teammate. There's ways to play the game that are good for the team that may not necessarily help you, like making some outs are good outs. If in the right situation, bad home runs, you don't want to hit bad home runs. So, being a good teammate, care about, you're there to play a game, right? Everybody wants to win, everybody wants to have fun, but sponsors are spending money to get you there. Care about that game, care about that weekend. Be there to play softball and not just to do some other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't go out drinking.
Everybody's there. They're all grown adults, but you're there with 12 other guys that are there to win, right? So respect your teammates in that aspect. Be ready to play at all times and never quit.
So, what about when you go into the box to hit? What's your frame of mind?
Well, depending on the situation, I have an idea of what I want to do, and then hopefully get the pitch to do that with. But have a plan. Always have a plan, whether there's a guy on, no guys on, how many home runs are left, etc. Right? Have a plan when you're going in and try to execute your plan to the best of your ability. You may not get the pitch to execute your plan. You may have to adjust at that moment. But go in the box knowing this is what I want to do at this at bat, because every bat can be different.
Interesting, Dan. You see the theme there? All the interviews we did last week, they all said the same thing.
That's right.
So it's very good. How would you like to be remembered?
Somebody who gave everything and give, somebody who cared when they played and wanted to do nothing but win, but somebody who was a great teammate and cared about his friends and his teammates.
Well, from what I hear, you've accomplished that, my friend.
I appreciate
nice talking to you.
Thank you.